Menocchio, I'd say powerful, significant, thought provoking, scary, um, dramatic, perhaps melodramatic in places. Wonderful movie with a wonderful main character. Largely ignored, apparently. Um, why we have seen it as much as allowed by these heretics? Because it was on Cinemax. So, as for cinemas, well, I doubt it will come anytime soon, anywhere near you. You, fictional you. The movie may not come, but then you may not exist. In that, we have a small audience when we have one. But that's as it should be. Because I identify with Menocchio and so many. I'm a prophet, crazy, singing in the desert. Just like this medieval character was trying to impress upon those in his vicinity that religion, God is different from what the church is teaching, preaching, imposing, because we're talking at the time of Inquisition, of course. Inquisition, what a trick. That's from History of the World, Mel Brooks. And then, of course, there's the take Monty Python has when the Inquisitor comes back again because he doesn't have the line. He enters the stage. And anyway, here it's serious. It's not a comedy. On the contrary, when authorities of the church, which for long periods, as far as my knowledge goes, were the same as the state authorities. Church and state were not separated, which incidentally is the case in quite a few places. I'm thinking Saudi Arabia now, where the Quran is the law, and you have some Islamic countries where the Islamic state, and not just that idiotic fantasy fiction that, well, has gone as in territory they control, but in spirit they have it there. Of course, there. What am I saying? Hundreds of thousands of people who adhere to this stupidity. But Islamic states, as in, I mentioned Saudi Arabia, and there are quite others that have a religious doctrine as their fundamental law, as their, if you will, constitution, well, the equivalent of constitution in Western societies and quite a few Asian societies and from other parts of the world. The equivalent in some territories and lands is the Quran. So Menocchio says God is in the earth, in the air, in the water, in everywhere. Pantheistic, if you are thinking. Well, he can read, but he's more or less illiterate, as they call him, without education, like 90, I don't know, 8-9% of the population in those days. So not a unique case, but he is illuminated. He is different. He has a calling. He He is opposing the Pope. They're questioning him. It's something we've seen in quite a number of other movies, wherein you have the church authorities, the clerics, and the other side, which is quite often the infidel, the sinner, the demon possessed being. In the Name of the Rose comes to mind, although over there you have some that are accused of heresy. Menocchio is the heretic, in fact, here, as seen by the church of that time. And in the Name of the Rose, there's a different story. You have some heretics, but you also have the opposition between those who said simplicity for the church without luxurious clothing, lavish mansions and the rest, and indulgence and waste and richness, as opposed to those who say, well, we have to send a message and we have to have an image and impose and show the message. You see what I mean, the opposite. Menocchio is of the opinion that it has to be simplicity, that many things were added that were not there at the beginning. Like, for instance, baptism. Termina. He says Mary was just a woman. Things like that, that are unacceptable, of course, for the doctrines of the church, which has been through convulsions, as we know. We have he's very different from Menocchio, of course, but a rebel too. Luther, who spoke against the fact that the church was selling, you could pay and have your sins forgotten. And quite a few other, and of course, then we had the split, and we went to the Catholic Church, and then Lutheran and many denominations, Baptist, and so on. So, in short, a formidable film, thought-provoking, challenging, intriguing, with a very, very powerful character. I was thinking of his. It says at the beginning what happens. I'm at the end. I'm sorry, and I will not get into that. Maybe it's just you, but maybe you are watching still, and you want to see. So I won't say what happens to him, but there's his face, and that's powerful. Sad, transfigured, and not Buddha-like, not the Zen master, but still in a different league. It's superior being. Good, very good, excellent film.